Hello everyone, welcome back to another Adobe Premiere Pro tutorial. This one I'm going to show you how to add type to your video very easily. In the new Premiere Pro CC 2018 and in some of the other CC versions I believe, there's a new change to the way you can add in type without having to go through the old school add in title stuff. It's still there if you want to use it, but it's a little bit easier. So let's just go ahead and start. If you guys want to work along, I've just got some stock footage here of a puppy dog, so I'm just going to drag and drop this into my timeline, and presto, we've got ourselves a little sequence. Let's take a look at it. Yep, there's the old doggy on the leash playing. I love dogs, my favorite creatures in the whole world, so we're going good here. So guys, the old school way, I'll just quickly go over it, was to add a new title in to get text in. You go File, and then you go New, and then you would see Title. Now it's called Legacy Title, and I'll click on it. And just to show you guys that it is still there, and we'll just go ahead with the default settings. It's called doggy. Alright, hit OK. And then boom. Title is here. You can just drop your cursor and then go woof. And then boom, you've got yourself a bit of text. This still works. It's still great, but there are some newer ways to do it. I'll just make this nice and different looking. Let's go with some sort of big, crazy, reddish, outlandish style, and then we're just going to close out of it. You don't actually have to hit OK or anything like that. You just have to exit it. And then what you would do is you would drag and drop the title on top, and then boom, you've got Wolf. There's the title. If you double click on this, you'll see that you can move it around like that if you wanted the Wolf to be here, and then you can sort of just put it where you want it to be. This still works, but it's old and it doesn't work as good as the new way. The newer way that I prefer is to use the new title tool here, over here in the toolbar. It's called the type tool, pardon me. And this is really, really cool because you can put the type in at anywhere that you want to. The title, you can sort of, you can close it off, and like I'll show you here. If you use a regular title, you kind of move it to here, and then you want to say you want it to start there. With the text tool, you don't have to do any of that. Let's say at this point where the doggy is just kind of looking our way, here we go. We want the text to show up right here. You just click that, and you hit the type tool. You can type the vertical type tool, but you don't really use that too much. Just go with the type tool, and then boom, click on the program monitor here, and then just write in whatever you want to say. My dog, Kingston, and bang, it ends up popping in here. So if you look under Effect Controls, and if you don't have that open, Windows, and then just go to Effects and Effects Controls, you'll see over here, that it has created a text inside the effect controls. Now if you fire it down a little bit further, you're going to get a whole bunch of other cool things that you can do with this. Like, for example, it's very easy to go ahead and just change your font. It's a piece of cake. Let's say we want, nah, that's not a good font for this. Let's go with Honda. No, I don't know. Let's go with Let Me Ride. Sure. Well, that's a nice looking font. But I don't like that font. Let's say you want a different font. Well, then we'll just go to Laura, right? And then bang, you can keep popping through it. Same thing here. You can adjust the size. So right now it's at 100. But if I want a smaller font, no problem. If I want a bigger font, say a big like that, also easy to do. Same thing with centering and left aligning. Although I will point out that this appears to be paragraph text, so the alignment's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. Also, guys, if you go down a little further, you'll see that you can fill and you can have shadows and strokes. So right now we've got a white fill, but let's say we want to go way out on the edge and go red. Now we've got a red fill, we've got a white stroke, but yeah, we got to put a little white stroke. If you look really, really carefully, you'll see the white inside there. And then we've got a shadow. We can get rid of the shadow, add the shadow on, and then if you add the shadow, yeah, you go nuts, right? Like how this is the opacity, I believe, right here. Yep. And your angle and all these other things, guys. You can go crazy in here, do whatever you want. Scale up, scale down, position it manually, rotate the text. You can even animate it so that, if you want to do something really cool, let's go with the 0% rotation. I'll show you how to do this while I got you. Why the hell not, right? So let's just go ahead. I'm just going to start here, and if you want to do something cool, let's say it's animate the rotation, right? So at this point, it's whatever. It's 0%, and then let's say after like 3 seconds, it rotates 360 degrees. And it's a one rotation, so watch this. And then it comes in and boom, there it creates this weird little animation. But my point is that this text tool is extremely easy to use. You can use it at multiple points, which is awesome. So if you have a text here, and then you want to have a break where it doesn't say anything, and then you want another text to show up, just start typing. Text 2. Oops. And then if you click off, I'll just click back to the selection tool. It'll be, it rotates in, then there's a break, then boom, text 2 pops up. And again, you can animate, rotate that, do whatever you want with it, change the font. But that's basically the best ways to use text in the new Premiere Pro. I will show you one final way, and I'll show this because a lot of people might make this mistake, even though it's not a huge mistake, but they might do this, and I don't recommend it. So let's go to our effects panel. If your effects panel is not open, just go to Window, make sure it goes to Effects. You could type into here, and a lot of people will look for a text effect. And there is a text effect called Simple Text. And in some cases, you might want to use this, but let's just drag and drop it on there, and then you'll see that it just creates very basic vanilla blank text, and then it creates simple text up here in Effects Controls. Really simply, guys, you can change the size like this, and you can go ahead and double click on it and change the type. Let's just see if I can do that. Default text, we don't want that. So you can basically say, we want it to say something else. Let's go hit, sorry, I should have hit edit text, and I wanted to say Kingston, right? And then bang, it says Kingston. And this simple text, delete that. And you can make these types of changes. The only real issue with this is you can't really do a whole hell of a lot with it in terms of, like, changing the style, changing the font. You can adjust the size a little bit and the opacity, but really it's a lot more limited than the other text tool that I showed you earlier. So those are the ways you can create text nice and easy inside Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be back more with some more stuff shortly. Thanks for watching.